Hello and welcome to the newsroom on TV360 Nigeria. I am Esther Vesi. And now with the latest updates. President Muhammadu Buhari has received the All Progressives Congress's expression of interest and nomination forms. The forms were presented to him by members of a group called the National Consolidation Ambassadors Network at the Presidential Villa in Abuja. Now, at the presentation, Buhari took a swipe at those whom he said put personal interest above national interest. He also again hit out at defectors who he says are only pursuing personal interest. Now, more than 100 migrants died in a shipwreck off the Libyan coastline earlier this month. According to Médecins Sans Frontières, that's MSF, 2 rubber boats were set off on September 1st, but one of the vessels deflated and sank. The 276 survivors were eventually taken to the Libyan port city of Homs, around 100 kilometers, that's 62 miles, to the southeast of the capital, Tripoli. MSF says the group is now being held in arbitrary detention. The survivors, including pregnant women, children, and infants, have been treated by MSF for pneumonia or burns from leaked fuel. Officials in Zimbabwe have declared a health emergency in the capital, Harare, after the death toll of people infected with cholera rose to 20. Now, at least 2,000 people have been infected after drinking contaminated water. It came about after burst sewers contaminated water in boreholes and open wells, which are used by some residents. Harare City Council has struggled to supply water to some suburbs for more than a decade, forcing residents to rely on water from open wells and community boreholes. A suicide bomber in Afghanistan has killed at least 25 people at a gathering on the highway between the eastern city of Jalalabad and the main border crossing into neighboring Pakistan. The blast, less than a week after a suicide attack killed more than 20 people in the capital Kabul, came as violence has fled across the nation with heavy fighting in northern provinces. Officials have warned violence is likely to intensify ahead of parliamentary elections next month and a presidential election in April. Heavily armed men have blown down the front gate of a maximum security prison in northeastern Brazil, helping 92 inmates to escape. Officials say the assault was carried out by about 20 men in 4 vehicles who fired on watchtowers and used explosives to destroy the front gate of the Romeo Gonçalves Brantes prison. Now, a policeman shot in the assault died later on in the hospital. The International Criminal Court says its work will continue undeterred after Washington threatened to persecute its officials if Americans are charged with war crimes committed in Afghanistan. The Hague-based court's response comes a day after the United States threatened to arrest and sanction court officials should they move to charge any American who served in Afghanistan with war crimes. UEFA is preparing to roll out a 3rd European club competition from 2021 to 22, pending the final approval from the Executive Committee. The move has been in the pipeline for some time as UEFA looks to maximize the commercial potential of its top sides while continuing to reward domestic success with continental competition. Everton's major shareholder, Farhad Moshiri, has increased his ownership of the club to 68.6%. The Iranian businessman bought 49.9% stakes in the Toffees in February 2016 after selling his stake in Arsenal. His share will eventually increase to 77.2% no later than July 2019. And that's the latest. Thank you very much for watching. I am Esther Vesi.